Do you feel sick? Maybe have some stomach aches? Not sure what's going on. Been to the doctor, they can't find any solutions. Do you feel like your house has different weights of air or almost a different texture in certain rooms? When you leave your house, do you feel like the air is better? Do you feel like the air is better outside versus inside your own house? You probably have a mold problem. And for me, this was on the backside of catching C19, so I didn't have a sense of smell. And ultimately, we ended up losing everything. We lost our house. We had to throw away vehicles. We had to throw away everything we've ever owned. We have had to restart. We were luckily able to sell our house because we had equity in it. And we had about $200,000 out of it, but we have spent every bit of that cash on rebuying everything that we've ever owned. So if you think you have a roof leak, or you know you have a roof leak, and you didn't get it dealt with, or you figured out that you had a roof leak and you're worried about the damage that's inside your walls, you see some black spots, you notice the sheetrock is a different texture or something like that, definitely get this checked out because you probably have a mold problem. My first symptom was stomach issues, and it felt like my gallbladder was trying to fail. And basically, it did just that because of the mold. One of the sneaky side effects, because all these symptoms, what's up, Derby Man? What's up, John Zexter? We're bringing mold awareness back to the channel. We're always going to do it. We've got a new direction to show you guys to go, and it is these guys. They are Microbalance. I'm trying to find the label here, maybe on here. Microbalance health products there. They definitely help with the mold stuff. I'm not selling anything. I don't care if you buy this stuff or not. It helps me breathe better. That's me personally. And a lot of people out there are looking for solutions for their mold problems. So this has been a really good reference for me. They now have a YouTube channel. I've been kind of, not really partnering with them, but definitely pushing people their way and doing live streams with them. They're a really good company, really good folks there, American owned. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to bring this up because these things are awesome, and they do change the texture of the air, and they make it able to breathe. But we'll get into that later. What's my favorite? What is your favorite electrician? Nice. Knife. Probably the Milwaukee Fastback is undeniably good. When it comes to skinning wire and stuff, I like the all-trade knife. The all-trade is very fidgety. It's pretty much guaranteed to fail on you, but it's worth it because it's nice. It looks like this. Look up all-trade on Amazon. It looks like this. And let me make sure there's no personal information on here. Looks like we're good. That knife right there. It's a squeeze. So you squeeze the bottom of it, the blade pops out and it locks. And then you push this little button right there, that little black button, and the blade retracts. Pretty nice knife. Also, you got a huge rubber spot for your thumb. And guaranteed this thing's going to jam, but it's a working relationship. You just got to figure out. It's got little quirks to it that you learn to work around using this knife. It's not the most reliable, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Hung some big ass fans today. Nice, man. Those are always a good way to make quick money. Hanging those fans. So basically, my first symptom would be tiredness. So if you feel like you're tired, and I was on the back end in C19, so a lot of these problems that I had because of mold was very similar to the problems that I had with C19. So it's hard to even tell what was going on. I just figured I was just screwed. So basically, you're going to get really tired, really no sense of energy. And how do you make copper wire stripper jig? A good way, I'll have to make a video on how to do it. but you just pass the wire through a series of holes that get smaller and smaller until you get to a fixed blade. And you just drag it across that fixed blade, across that set hole. So basically, you know, you're going to be getting sleepy all the time. You're not going to have any energy to do anything. You are going to have dementia symptoms, actually. What's up, Infernal? We are talking about mold, man. If you don't know, I almost lost my life to mold last year. I've still got a lot of the symptoms. I've got mycotoxin poisoning to the level of 5 or 6, and basically a survivor. When the doctor saw my charts, he was surprised I was even walking around. So, bringing mold awareness to the channel tonight and directing you guys to microbalance, because this stuff really helps me out. So we're not going to be on for too long talking about mold, but I want to get people the information in case you need it, because there's not a whole lot on YouTube, and I'm going to use my platform of all of the views that I can get to tell you guys more about it. I might show you on another stream, man. So basically, I had to get rid of all my cars, all my clothes, all my belongings, all my firearms, all my tools. I probably left about 10 grand of tools behind. And then I also had to throw away the rest of my tools. So I've had to rebuy everything. Everything is brand new. That's why everything's shiny. Everyone asks me, why does everything look unused on your channel? It's because it's freaking brand new. Yeah, glad I survived it. Probably won't make the video tonight, man. I'm doing this live because I'm behind on videos. These guys sent me a whole bunch of stuff, not as an affiliate. Just, I reached out to them and I said, hey, your products literally saved my life, and I can't thank you guys enough. If there's anything I can do for you, I'd be happy to shout out your channel, whatever. No strings attached. Just happy to do it for you guys. And we hooked up. They sent me a couple of things. I've been buying things for these guys for 2 years now. And this stuff actually helps. It's EC3 mold solution. And basically, it reduces the amount of mycotoxins in the air and stuff like that. Really, really helpful for just life, man. Basically, my throat burned like I was drinking shots of really high-proof alcohol no matter where I went. It was always hot in my breath. I was always tired. I'm still always tired. There's just no steady relief. There's always something going on. How would you attach the blade to a piece of wood? You would drill holes in it carefully and screw it into the piece of wood. Or you can angle it down. Quickstone, do you think tool bag or backpack would be the best for a handyman? And do you have any suggestions on a good option? Man, CLC makes some really good backpacks with a light. I've got a video on one. It's double-sided. It has really nice straps on the top. It's cheaper than all the competition. It's not trade specific, but it has hold downs on the back side. Let me see if I can find it here. It's a really, really nice backpack. This is it here. It's the L255 Tech. Or this one's on Granger. Yeah, the L255. So this is one side of it. Got nice open pockets right here. And then on the other side, you've got a spot for your drill and all that other stuff. That's the other side. So these are like Velcro retentions. The clear spot, you can see what you're going to grab, and it's also really tough because it's got the webbing in there. And then it's got a flashlight built in that retracts into the bag and then out of the bag so you can still see around your workspace. It's typically $100. It used to be 80. But that is a nice backpack. But really the Vitos are nice for a handyman. Just the bags in general. But that's a very nice backpack because you'll look at how the handles are. They're not a typical backpack. As a handyman, you think about taking tools from one place to another more than you do wearing it on your back because you're using it as a tool bag. So when you look at these handles, you can see how they're far away, and it really turns more into like an actual carry handle than it does just to hang it on a hook or something like that. They actually turn into a proper tool bag handle where the weight is evenly distributed. Really, really nice stuff from CLC. And then CLC rebrands to DeWalt. So if you don't want to have CLC and you want to have DeWalt, you can get that DeWalt backpack in the variant from CLC with the same features. And maybe even a little bit upgraded depending on if DeWalt put their own little spin on it. No worries. Could show you with a piece of wood which way the blade goes. Probably not tonight, man. Basically, you'll take a blade like this, The blade is facing down like this. Here, I'll show you. We need a hole maker. I wasn't prepared for this, so it really disrupts the stream. Let me make a quick cut on my new chop saw here. We built this the other night live, so we can pull this thing out. Like that. I want to go like. Now, don't use a chop saw like this, guys. It's just not smart, okay? Like that. And then you will attach the blade at an angle like this, so you can screw the blade right there. Why is this so close? Like that. And then your hole will go right here, depending on the size of the wire. You'll attach your blade here, that way the hole is here, and as you pull your wire out, it drags across the blade. Basically, that's one of the easy ways to do that. I don't have a drill bit on me. I do have a drill bit on me. Hang on. This is why impacts are superior, by the way. If you're wondering drill versus impact, this is why you can use an impact, because you dare not do this with the drill. There you go. Let's say we got some 350 wire. You would want to make a small cut down here so the blade sits in there, like this. On the side like that. Then you attach your blade on the corner of the hole, or you can center the hole on the top and not, move your hole over. Depends on what you're stripping. I find that Sometimes if the blade is over the top, it tends to get stuck. Sometimes having the blade like this at a slight angle where this part is kind of angled this way, and you're just barely catching one part of the wire. So this blade is sitting right there, and basically you're pulling your wire this direction. So the blade is like that, and you're pulling your wire this direction so it catches. There you go. That's for large wire. No worries, man. I enjoy doing it. So, yeah, basically, stomach ache, headache, all that stuff. Do you lose firearms to mold? Couldn't poly the wood be cleaned with white vinegar or bleach solutions? No. No, I tried everything. I even tried solvent. I tried acetone. My chemical doctor told me to pour acetone on things, and it still doesn't help. I had to sell them all. And you got to sell them to an FFL, because if you don't, then you're selling them to some dude that, you know, you don't know. So, what's up, Caleb? So, yeah, dude, everything was trash. There wasn't one thing that I could keep. Now, I'm told that this stuff makes you able to save your belongings. I tried it on a couple of things. The mycotoxins that I had, this didn't help too much directly on there. That multimeter video that I did the other day where I was doing the voltage drop, and we're doing it live, and we're showing you inside of the panel with the infrared camera, and we did the voltage drop, and there's a $400 multimeter. When I finished that stream, I left it in the garage, and I got it out of the shed where all the contaminated stuff is. I left it in the garage, and we came back later, and my wife was like, "Why does the garage hurt my throat?" And I was like, "Nah, can't be that multimeter. That would be crazy, right?" So then the next morning, the garage is still spicy, so I put the multimeter in a box, and I put it outside the garage, and then the air got better. And then the next day, I gave the multimeter away, basically. That's why I put that short out. This is the last time you're ever going to see this multimeter on this channel. It's true. I got rid of that thing, dude. There's levels of a contamination that even though I have been in the middle of it and lost all my belongings, it's still mind-boggling to think that I can't breathe around an object just because mycotoxins are on it. I don't think you guys understand the full level. I am in doing it, and I still don't understand how this is even possible. So if you've got a roof leak and you don't take care of it and the mold gets bad, or you find out that you do have a roof leak late in the game and you see a lot of damage and you think, "Oh, I'm just going to put some bleach on it or something," don't do that, man. You've got to get that stuff tested, and you've got to get it contained. For me, by the time I realized what was going on, I was so sick and all my belongings were so contaminated that I knew I had to sell the house. It was too late. Look like you okay, neighbor? Probably. So, what's up, Pickles? So, yeah, don't underestimate how bad the mold can be. Now, I got a fogger here. I got two foggers, okay? I got the Ryobi one, which is considerably cheaper, and yes, this does fog. There's a reason why you don't want to use this if you're trying to deal with mold or mycotoxins, because this thing is basically a leaf blower, and it moves way too much air and kicks up the dust like crazy. So it's really hard to use this without storing up a whole bunch of dust, and it makes matters so much worse for mold. Like, this is probably the worst thing that I thought I could do myself. These guys make a fogger like a professional one. It's on their website. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just letting you know that the darn thing works. and it is low PSI. It just kind of puts out a little cloud of fog, and it doesn't move a whole bunch of air. It's actually a really nice product. So this is what I would recommend if you're going to try to fog something in your house or your car or whatever you're doing. There's going to be a video out on this soon, but to be honest, man, those guys, we kind of collabed together, and I've been so busy, I haven't made any content for these guys, and I had to do something. So this is the live for it, and I was hoping to get some shorts out of it and get some interaction if you guys think you have some mold issues or whatever, because my situation was so bad, I lost everything I ever owned. Jewelry, everything. Even my glasses. Whenever I got my new glasses, I realized that I could breathe better. Every little thing that we throw away, the air gets better. What's my favorite multimeter? Probably the field piece. But I did just pick up this Fluke. So if you guys are subscribed or see the news feed in my channel, you would know that this multimeter was $50. It's a $120 multimeter. And of course it's a Fluke, and it does everything that you would need a multimeter to do, basically. And it's built like a tank, and it's going to last your lifetime and probably your kids' lifetime. And you guys probably missed it, but man, this is a really solid, nice multimeter. The problem is that it's very basic, like very basic. There's no NCV. It doesn't do millivolts. It doesn't do inrush. It doesn't have a light that as soon as you find the voltage, it beeps. It's very, very basic for $50. I couldn't turn it down, but very, very solid multimeter. You spend a bunch of money to get the minimum amount of features on a Fluke, but they last forever. The field piece by far is the best value, but it's not true RMS. You're right. You're right. It is not true RMS. But for the average person, if you're just checking voltage and you want to know the circuit on or is the circuit off, is this ground touching this ground, reading stuff out and doing basic stuff, this thing will last you a lifetime. Even journeymen can get by with this for their whole career unless you're into something specific. Have I tried ozone air purifiers with any objects? I've tried ozone. It doesn't help. Kind of weird. Ozone doesn't help. And certain mycotoxins are resistant to ozone. They can go for weeks without air. So ozone doesn't really affect mycotoxins. Air purifiers, what they do, they grab the mycotoxins, put them on the filter to where you're at, and then if you take that air purifier to a room that's not contaminated, you'll recontaminate that room because the mycotoxins are so small that you're just spreading them all around the house. So keep in mind, yes, air purifiers can help, but they're almost a one-time use, man. It's kind of crazy to say because you spend $100 on an air purifier, and then you use it, and the air gets better. But you almost can't ever use it again, depending on your situation. I think the Klein CL390 is pretty good value. At $100, it does capacitance milliamps. That is a good multimeter. I still prefer the field piece, just because. But yeah, Klein has some pretty good multimeters. I've seen that one. Yeah, so the only thing, I mean, basically what I had to do was just move. Once you get so, it's almost like autoimmunity. Once you get so full, basically, you're like a 5-gallon bucket. You're filling up with these mycotoxins, and your natural way of releasing them is a pinhole but somebody's filling the bucket with a garden hose, right? At a certain point, your mycotoxin level is so high, your body just says, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. This is what's killing me. And you become very sensitive. There's more terminology for it and exactly what happens to your cells. But basically, you just can't do it no more. And your organs start taking a toll, and your mental starts taking a toll, and your memory, and just your whole body starts shutting down. And that's basically what I went through. Still am going through for the last 2 years now. And it's been interesting. Still figuring out stuff about it and just trying to live through the whole nightmare. It's it really turns your whole world upside down. You go from being on your second house with only $100K left to pay on your house, have a 30 by 20 shop with a separate air conditioner, 3,300 square foot of house, 35 solar panels, a hot tub, and a water softener, to nothing. I mean, restarting, you know, pretty bad, especially in this economy, to have to restart. Pretty much tripled my mortgage overnight. Pretty bad deal, man. Don't neglect the mold. If you think you got some issues and you think that it's not going to make you sick, eventually it will make you sick. I used to think maybe if you weren't sensitive to it or whatever, that, you know, it won't make you sick. Eventually the mold makes everybody sick. Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, just awareness about it. So basically these candles here are crazy because they're almost like magic. I'll be in a room, it'll be hurting my throat, it's hard to breathe in. I'll light one of these candles, and in 10 minutes, it's like you can breathe the air. It's pretty crazy. This is the only thing that I've ever found that actually helps. And this isn't a health thing, this isn't a diagnosis thing, this is just what helps me, and these candles do help. They used to be on Amazon, and I think a lot of people were upset about what people were saying about these, but they never claimed to be a health product. They help. These candles do help. I've lit them inside my computer because I've had mycotoxin buildup inside the fans and inside of all the coils of the water pumps and stuff with computers, because you basically got a radiator in your computer for liquid cooled. And anything that's inside the radiator that has mycotoxins on it, whenever your computer's just there, it's always got a fan spinning, so it puts out the mycotoxins into your air. And I literally lit this and set it inside my computer 6 inches from my $800 video card because it helps that much. It's either like, hey, literally can't breathe next to this computer, it's basically dead to me, or we can light a candle inside the computer and see what happens. So keep in mind that every little thing, it's all about dust mitigation. And when you go through the remediation process, because I talked to a lot of people on what to do, and even when I got to this new house, I considered doing remediation on everything just to make sure that there was nothing in the house, because I'm so chemically sensitive to everything, I can't even be alive without being uncomfortable. So my throat constantly burns just about everywhere I go. And so I was talking to these guys, and they have this chemical, and basically mycotoxins are almost chemical warfare. They're used in WMDs. They're used in bad stuff, okay? What's in my body was basically really bad stuff that has actually been weaponized against certain people in the past because they linger, right? So this is the only thing that helps. is this EC3 stuff. I haven't found anything else. I've tried acetone, I've tried ozone, I've tried air purifiers, I've tried just about everything. This EC3 stuff is really the only thing that helps. And then, so it's on everything and it's in everything. When they're doing remediation on your house, they're going to spray all the stuff that the government developed whenever there is an event. Okay? That's what this stuff is for. So there's companies that can buy it commercially to kill the spores in your house, basically, the mycotoxins. But they don't go through your stuff. They only do the surface. They pretty much dust your whole house. They sweep, they vacuum, and they scrub the air in your house multiple times. They don't go through your belongings. That's up to you. So at the end of the day, if your belongings are still contaminated and you bring them into your house and you're chemically sensitive, you've done nothing. Like you've literally done nothing. So your best bet is to start with something inexpensive that's not an ultimatum. Once you say you got mold, it's got to go on the real estate report, right? If you don't know what you got and it's not professionally diagnosed, that's between you and God. I was honest and I told the investor that wanted to buy it, I said, yo, this house literally kills me. I need you to buy this house, but I want you to know in case you don't want to buy it, because I was literally dying, okay? This is the only stuff, man. This EC3 stuff is the only stuff that has helped me so far. It's helped me breathe. It's helped me get part of my life back. You need to go check out these guys. The Microbalance. They got a YouTube channel. It would be cool if everyone subscribed just to show them support. That way they can get bigger, because it's like the only company that is actually doing good, and there's a lot of information on their website about the mold, what to do, how you're going to feel, the whole psychological game of it. They got the doctors on there explaining what it does to your body. They've got the clinicians in there that are doing live chats, and man, there's really, really good, valuable information about all the mold stuff on these guys' channel, and everybody needs to go check it out, because chances are you know somebody, or somebody knows somebody that's dealing with this. Someone might even not know they have it, but they got all the symptoms. So stomach ache, always tired, always constantly getting sick, can't feel like they're ever getting better, then getting sick again. You're basically just a zombie. You can't think, you can't remember anything. You got to like really focus on what you're doing on everyday things, or you're just completely out of it. And in my case, I couldn't do anything for myself. I just would go to work, come home, and go to sleep, and then go to work and come home and make a video on here. If you guys go back, they might be members only, but if you guys go back and look at some of the live streams about a year and a half ago, you can really see where I was almost 40 pounds lighter. My face was completely sucked in. I had no muscle tone. My shirts were fitting loose. It was getting pretty bad. So I think my chat froze. I'm going to check. YouTube likes to freeze my chat. Hang on. My chat did freeze. That's so unfair. Oh, man, that's so unfair. What's up, Morgan? Mortgage maintenance. Let's see here. What's up, Rodney? What's going on, buddy? So, yeah, guys, go subscribe to Microbalance, even if you're never going to use it. There's somebody that needs to know this stuff. The only way that I found these guys was actually Amazon. Now they have a YouTube channel. They're no longer on Amazon. It's 100% US. It's all natural. You could probably drink this stuff and be okay. You'd probably have like diarrhea or something, but it's all natural and it's 100% in the USA. It's basically you're fighting plants with plants is what you're doing. Mold is basically plants and they put off spores, which is basically organic. And then this stuff is like seed oils that you can completely breathe, that instantly makes the air easier to breathe. And all in all, it's just a really good experience all around. So I'm going to be making some videos on this stuff here pretty soon on how to mix it, because this is a concentrate. And you're supposed to use distilled water, I think. So basically, in situations with severe water damage, flooding, or visible mold growth, professional remediation is recommended. They also recommend using EC3 mold screening tests to verify after cleaning. And then it says here, apply directly to hard and soft surfaces, allow product to air dry and evaporate after spraying or fogging. And you're going to see here like the warnings. Usually it would say like warning if swallowed, anything about that. There's really nothing on here about that because it's basically all natural. It's not very often that you find a product like this that doesn't have a warning direction on what to do if you get it in your eyes or if you ingest it or whatever like that. Like it's just not on here. Yeah. So since our products do not spoil like food item, we list the manufacturer's date on the bottle instead of an expiration date. So I don't know what to tell you, man. This is really good stuff. Highly recommend you check it out. Like the shirt and the hat. Appreciate it, buddy. That's all I got. I was going to keep it short. Wife just got in from the airport. But I want to talk about mold. I want to talk about mycotoxins. I want to talk about specifically about microbalance. And there's videos coming out soon. I've got more videos coming out on Blue Eddy. And they want me to do a teardown, so they want me to take the whole battery apart, show you guys what's inside of it. I think that's pretty cool for a manufacturer to want to have a teardown. I just charged my laptop up from 0 to 100 in like an hour and a half with that portable battery charger. So there's video on that. And then I've got a video on some Vanin batteries. And I think I'm getting some Senior batteries coming in here very soon. So we got the adaptable batteries that work on just about everything. What's up, Apache? Where you been, buddy? I just saw Apache helicopter in here. He's lurking. But that's basically all I got, guys. Just a shout out awareness about the mold, right? One day your stomach hurts. You realize that you're really sleepy all the time. You start having gastrointestinal issues, IBS symptoms, things like that. Things just change all of a sudden. Really pay attention to what's going on. Start looking in your house. Look at all the wet spots, sinks. Make sure your roof isn't leaking. Check your attic. Go check your bathrooms, especially the shower. You see any of these things that look like they could be water damage problems, turn off your air conditioner. Put plastic over the vents. Put plastic over the door. Go get a suit. Go get a respirator. And start getting that stuff tested, man. There's kits out there to let you know what the stuff is. And then basically, I wouldn't even try to bleach it, man. Completely tear it out, bag it, seal it, and replace it, and get it out of your house. And then test for more. That's what you got to do. There's no cleaning this stuff. There's no, I put some kills on it, and it went away. This stuff is very persistent, I guess you would say. Persistence is a great word for mycotoxins and mold. If you look at the International Space Station, there's mold in the International Space Station that they don't know what to do with. And they've literally applied like 6 times the radiation that a human can withstand to try to destroy it. There's stuff that we just can't comprehend out there, and I got a dose of it in my house, and that's basically the mold story without getting into all of the finer details. But yeah, I completely had to restart my life, turn it all upside down. And new cars, clothes, tools, cups, bowls, toys, games, TVs, refrigerators, dishwashers, everything. Everything is new. And what's not new, I'm still throwing out. Still finding stuff that's contaminated that I snuck in here. So that's all I got about that. Definitely go subscribe to this channel, Microbalance. And tell them I sent you. Put it in the comments below in any of their videos. Tools and Tactics sent you. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't get anything from it. I don't want commission. They've offered me commission. We'll see how this thing takes off. At this time, I'm not accepting commission. I'm just doing this because this company literally saved my life. So that's why we're doing this. Don't care if you buy it. Completely saved me though. We'll see you guys in the next one.